Mike, I was watching the Eagles game Sunday night. It was one of these games where I said to my wife early on in the game, "This is they're either going to be contenders or pretenders." And as the game's unfolding, I really thought they were being pretenders, not contenders out there. They teased me and made me watch up until about a quarter to 12 because they kept it close enough. But there was one really good team out there, and one really good coaching performance, and one really bad one. And they both sort of happened to come on the Giants.
You mean a really bad coaching performance?
Performance, yes.
Because the game was close enough that you can't say one team was really good and one team was really bad.
No, but the one team really executed well, and one team really made some good coaching moves. And Andy Reid's challenging things he probably needed to be challenging. He's taking timeouts. The players are calling timeouts because they're tired. I mean, come on, Donovan. Do
give
some
me
extra laps on practice.
Give me a break.
You did in a game like that.
Give me a break.
What do you think with the Eagles?
I honestly have not gotten into the NFL this year because I've been so focused on Penn State, but not the way I should to be an analyst of it. But my sense of the Eagles is that their time has passed. It seems to me that this is a played-out thing. The Reid McNabb regime seems like it's kind of run its course, and I'm not a fan of just rashly firing coaches. I don't think Andy Reid is a bad coach at all. I think he's a good coach. But I just think this might be a point in the history of the evolution of the Philadelphia Eagles when nothing else makes sense than letting Andy Reid move on and however you got to get that done. You're closer to it than I am.
I have watched it close, but I've been frustrated the last several weeks with Andy Reid's game calling, game management, and the calls during the game. I think it is the end of the Andy Reid era. When you go 8-8 last year and you promised changes this year, a healthy Donovan McNabb, he is relatively healthy. Westbrook's got some dings, but he's doing pretty well. The injuries are not the issue. This is execution out there, and it's play calling, and it's frustrating. They haven't beat any team in their division this year, 0-3 against them, 5-4 this year after 8-8 last year. I gave you a couple stats I looked up. They were 18-26 against teams, and their 5 wins, they're 18-26, and their 4 losses, it's against teams that are 24-12. So, against the better competition, they're not doing too well. Against teams with games where it's been decided by 6 points or less, they were 0-4 this year and 1-5 last year. There's something wrong there.
There's something wrong there, and I think it's a couple of things. Number one is the field goal kicker isn't as good as he used to be. That's a small one, but that's worth talking about. I think also playmakers in the red zone. I mean they're all. I watch the Eagles play, and they get down inside the 5-yard line. I'm seriously thinking, take a delay a game penalty and move back 5 yards because you got no shot.
Yes.
You have no chance of scoring on a 3rd and 2 from the 2-yard line.
I agree.
They could have gotten Tony Gonzalez, didn't. They could have got another receiver, didn't. Remember how last year they could have got a kick returner, didn't, and that cost them a game. It's these little things that are like clearly costing them games, and Andy Reid sort of has this demeanor about, don't worry about it. It's okay. We're going to be fine. And there's some things about that are positive.
Yes.
But after hearing it for years and years now, you wonder what's missing here. Does he not get it?
That's something. He's either bullheaded or doesn't get it. But between 2000 and 2004, when they're winning these division titles and going to championships and the Super Bowl they went to, that's great stuff. The division
wasn't any good.
The division was horrible.
And that was part of it.
Great.
That's not all of it, but that was part of it.
I think they could overcome some of these weaknesses during that time, and now there's a spotlight on him. It's showing. Also, I think he needs to set his players up for success better, too. McNabb was struggling to begin the game. So be it. He had a bad half against Seattle and came back. But the play calls weren't helping him get back in a groove. And it's very frustrating for me. I think just like the Penn State game, we talked about that first series of the game, that maybe that was the outcome why they lost the game, how they didn't set their players up for success there. Eagles offense has a half like that sometimes.
The Eagles are at the point now where the difference between 8 wins and 10 wins is maybe just going to be a couple plays here and there, and these little weird holes in the Eagles' game are crucial now in the way that they weren't a few years ago.
It's a goal line stand in Chicago where they come up empty on 4th down.
Yeah.
It's those type of plays. And I think maybe it's time to get somebody else in here and get some more skilled players.
It's sort of like, it seems like a rash fan sort of thing to say, fire the coach. But in this case, it's not so much. I'm not saying Andy Reid is a failure or a disaster or anything. I'm just saying it feels like maybe This is a thing that where its time has passed.
It looks that way.